Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
Welcome to the Johns Family Podcast for this week. Word of warning, everyone's in a bit of an irritable mood, so expect the unexpected.
Not everyone.
Well, actually, it's funny, irritable mood, because, boys, I mean, we'll get to it in a second. Trish, how you going?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
There's the irritable.
There it is.
People are just pissing me off.
Okay, let's start a list.
Insurance companies, striders, people are just pissing me off.
Okay. Is there anyone in this family pissing you off?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you usually do.
Is there anyone else in the family pissing you off?
A little bit.
Who'd you point to then for the podcast?
You, Cooper.
Yeah, okay. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a second. Hey, son number one, who's top of
Hey,
the,
mate.
you returned to the top of the pops. How you going?
How are you? What's going on?
Yeah, you sound as about enthusiastic as we do, mate. How you going?
Yeah, it's always hard doing a potty after a game. It's always a bit of a
But hey, you had a win.
drag.
Is that beat
Yeah.
top of the table dogs?
Yeah, I know, but you just feel a bit down. You feeling a bit sore.
Really?
Okay.
How are you feeling, Coop?
I feel mad.
Sitting in a tuxedo when you play.
Yeah, the dinner suit, as they refer to me as. No, I feel good. I feel really good. Had a good night last night. Feeling good. Feeling really good today.
What did you kick up?
How many tackles you make, Coop? 4?
Oh, 40 probably. How many did I complete and finish? Probably one.
What was the final score yesterday?
I can't remember. 48-0.
Yeah, I think
48-4.
48-0. Did they score?
They scored a couple consolations at the end.
48-12, something like that. What yours end up, Jack? What was this? What did it end up? What was the final score?
I think that was ours, 38-12.
It was too. Holy. I mean, look, this should be a great day in the house.
I don't know why energy's low.
Let's just fix it.
I'll pick it up.
Lift.
All right,
The weather.
Jack, start with you. If you were a mammal, which would you be, and why would you be that mammal?
I went with the polar bear. Coop. Yeah, I know that surprised you. I thought it was gonna. They can smell their prey from up to a kilometre away.
Ooh,
They've got
okay.
a great acute sense of smell.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've got a very acute sense of smell as well.
They're very deadly.
And they're
polar bears.
they're super sweet.
No, they're not.
Only-
That tea,
They're
your
cute.
face
fact
Like
here.
Hey?
There's a fact here that says that only 2% of polar bear hunts are successful. Ooh.
Yeah. They can smell blood from like 5 kilometres away or something.
Polar bears?
Yeah, and they can smell a seal through 5 feet of ice.
Wow.
Why do you even know that?
I got a new respect for him.
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan
really?
is like obsessed with polar bears,
Polar
and
bears.
grizzly bears, and he always tells facts. And
Oh, really?
the clips always pop up on my social media.
I always like seeing, is it the sun bears at the, I think they were
Yeah.
at like SeaWorld.
They're cute.
And
Is that like Winnie the
there's
Pooh?
the pond, like there's the screen and you can see them
Yeah.
swimming. They're very cute.
See but because polar bears are the only of all like the bears, they're the only ones that are only carnivores. Like because obviously there's no like greenery or anything in the snow, so they only like eat meat.
Who the are you? I want
Right,
my
weirdo.
son back.
Yeah,
I want my
okay.
ignorant son back.
What?
Who
How
are
the
you?
You know so many facts about polar
I know,
bears.
Trish, have you been
Mine,
swimming
not
with David
yours.
Attenborough lately?
No, I'm serious. 5 feet of ice.
Maybe I
though.
have.
That's
Yeah.
insane. 5 feet of ice. You
Yeah.
can smell a seal. Anyway, Trish, what about you?
Yeah, I'd fact check that. I'm
I
going
thought
for
you
the
said
tr-
something. I thought you said something else. I that. I thought you said, really?
That's what I thought she said.
It's so nice.
check.
They do
Stop
love
it.
meat.
Nah.
Oh, stop it. So, hey, I'm going for the tree squirrel. They got a nice bushy tail. And they're part
Well, you do have that in
Trish,
common.
too much information. Dave's just etching away.
headed here. And they're part of the mid-sized rodent family. You know? But you know what? So we've had
Right.
remember when we lived in England and we used to have Cyril the squirrel?
Yeah, I remember him.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you were babies. But we had the little stand and I used to put the nuts there and he'd come and see me all the time.
Is it like a
It's
sex
just
toy
getting
or
better.
something? What's going on?
I
Who's
used to
Cyril the
place my
squirrel?
nuts there, and the neighbours would come and
He'd
say,
come up, they're so
hello.
cute. They're waiting.
Dinner's on, ladies.
I was,
They store nuts in their cheeks. Is that all right?
I don't know.
I thought
Who does?
I don't.
Who
Yeah,
does
maybe.
Coop?
I'm talking to you. You snort nuts in your cheeks.
Not for years.
No,
Balances them on the nose.
no, better than.
Cyril.
I just got that, you terrible, dirty man.
Filthy animal. What about you, Dad?
Jesus.
Good question.
Who are you?
I've gone the pangolin. It's a scaly mammal. It rolls into a ball for protection. They're the most trafficked mammal in the world for their scales and meat.
Oh, I think I've seen them.
Really?
Oh, really? Well, last time you trafficked one?
No, on one of
Rat
those
hole.
shows where they actually found one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people trafficking them.
Oh, yeah? That's cool.
Yeah.
How do you
So there
pronounce
go.
it again?
Pangolin.
Pangolin.
What are you, Coops?
I actually had the badger, but specifically Gavin Badger.
Cooper, that's excellent.
I don't know.
He
who
lives
that
up in
is.
Narrabeen, North Narrabeen,
He
the
was a
badge.
former referee. He's now
Oh,
retired.
really?
51 years old and refereed and touch judged over 400 NRL games. So
Is
Gavin
he-
Badger.
Yeah, and his wife, Casey Badger, who's
Yeah.
still refereeing.
Oh, they
He's
both
a
ref.
video referee.
yeah, that's his role now. Is he guides the pathways for
Referees.
no, female referees. So he
Oh, cool.
is Well done, Badge, if you're listening.
He's
And
a
he's
good,
local, Northern Beaches.
he's a great guy, Badge.
Yeah.
Very, very good man.
Very good.
And Casey's a nice lady as well. Oftentimes see him in and around these ways.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah,
Remember when Carl Webb ran over the badge when he was scoring that try?
Oh, yes, that's right. He did too, Carl.
Yeah.
He did.
Remember when Tony Carroll knocked that ref out?
Yeah, Tony De La Haye.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
knocked him out.
It was they made a line break and he was running and knocked over the ref and then tried to jump over him and kneed him in the head and knocked him out.
possibly one of the worst head knocks I've ever seen.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
And he's a
I mean,
good
he
fella
needs
to
to be
that
tough.
ref, Tony De La Haye. Good.
I don't
good
know
man.
any of the refs these days. Like, back when you played, I knew a few.
They were high profile.
They were.
back then.
What was that guy's name?
Bill
You know,
Harrigan.
Yeah, Harrigan.
Bill Harrigan.
Tony Archer. Tony Archer was the GOAT.
Yeah, he was good. Tony Archer, good referee, mate. David Manson, who refereed us in the grand final, he was Queenslander, great guy. No longer with us. There was a.
The late
There was
great
a little bald fellow, like, it was like, what do they call it, where there's the monks?
That was Manson.
Okay,
There,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
David Manson.
Yeah.
and of course the great Percy LeBlanc.
Percy LeBlanc, that's right.
Yeah, French
Yes,
referee.
Yes, who had referitis.
Yeah.
Just couldn't give it away.
Oh, referee.
I tell you what, it's been interesting week. Firstly, you boys having a win. I've got to say I'm a little bit filthy. I feel like I'm the only person in the state not getting called up to the state of origin side.
What about the Bradman the best is in?
Bradman's got the
And
best.
Jacob-
Yeah, had to fly back
Jacob
from Bali.
Saifidi.
Take it, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Bali brick. Who knows where we go this off season? Who knows? Mexico brick could be the next brick.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
wow. That was very left field. Like not that I think Bradburn isn't deserving
Sorry?
of it. He's been playing well, but very left field.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Left field choice.
yeah.
No, not in my eyes, mate.
Really? I mean, there's just been no speculation of Bradburn ever. They were talking about everyone else, and then
It's
randomly
based,
Bradburn.
it's based off more of a great performance than a great season, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that that's their plot? Like, if they haven't drawn attention, so therefore Queensland can't prepare towards them. So they're just pulling.
I don't think Billy Slater's going to be sitting there going, "No, they've got me."
Yeah.
And poor old Frizz sort of mixed for Newcastle. Tyson Frizzell was dropped. That's very tough. Very tough.
Yeah.
And Nico, again. And young Stefano, the Tigers, like,
Nico's in, though, right?
no,
No.
Nico's not.
What?
No, he's not in.
No, he's not in.
I thought I saw on social media he was.
No.
No. Very interesting to see what they're going to do with the bench. I've seen they named Gutho and Reece Robson there, but I'm not sure whether they'll. Spencer Lee.
It's unusual. They pick Cookie at hooker. Picking a centre at hooker.
It's
That's
not his
unusual.
not his best position.
It's not his favourite position.
No.
Yeah, I think I can sense there's something.
Yeah, he feels too crowded out there. You need to get him out on the wing.
Get him out
Use
there.
his speed.
Free speed. A couple of things that happened this week. We've had a couple of surströmming episodes. Did you see the stuff of Hindy eating the surströmming on the
Yeah.
Thursday night show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it that? I can't imagine that something smells that bad. Like, I've
Oh,
smelled some
Trish.
pretty bad stuff.
Well, as I said before,
Oh, like what?
Like the dog not long ago.
Well, a person got in touch with Fox Sports and said the way that we did it was in a lot of places you're supposed to open it in water to
really?
lessen it. So we just the moment you go bink on the tin and it opens,
It just releases a
your eyes
foul.
burn. It's that bad. That's just simple.
Your eyes burn.
It's illegal in Japan, and there's a part 2 coming up, people, next week.
Oh.
So what we did, the Hindy thing was unbelievable. When he put it in his mouth and spat it, he suddenly just turned into the Hulk. He was just going, "Hey, get it on me." He can't remember any of it. he was in such distress.
Do you think that it does have
And he
some
was
sort
swearing. He swore like they said 12 times.
Oh my God!
But
On air.
he can't. Yeah, he can't remember it. He can't remember any of it. So he and our producer Ben Hogarth organised a Get Square last night after the show. As we're recording this on a Monday. Last night at the show, when we went down into the car park, and your man Harry Grant was there. Fletcher, as soon as we went down the car park, I went, "Oh man, what's that smell?" Fletch walked over to his house. They put a can of surströmming in the back of his ute with his keys in it. Now, you know how much of a fun-loving guy Fletch is? I've never seen this side of him. Fletch went, turn around, and mate just went red mist.
What?
Went berserk and was like chasing the producers, going, "I'm going to smash your faces in, right?" Mate, Leon was
So you're gonna get into
karate
trouble
kicking him,
from
trying to keep him
HR
away.
for that?
He went in. Fletch went in there today and apologised to everybody. He opened up Leon's car and threw the strumming in his car.
No.
So Leon's trying to get it, mate.
Well, you wouldn't get it out.
Ask Harry, because I'm standing with Harry because I was giving him a lift back here, hang out with you, and Harry's going, "Mate, let's get out of here." Mate, we jumped in the car to get away from Fletch.
What was Fletch being like?
Fletch was just going, mate. It was
Isn't his nickname Bearhead?
Bear's Head gets size, but
Polar bear.
he completely
Carnivore.
went nuts. Anyway, it's all caught on camera. It's going to be shown. There's one bit he grabbed the GoPro and was like smashing the GoPro. It was unbelievable. You know when people just lose it. And
When funny guys lose it, it's so awkward because you just never expect it.
mate, they were rattled. Hindy rang me and Harry on the way back and said, mate, was really upset. Just goes, mate. He goes, when you left, he's just got worse. He said he's just gone berserk.
Really?
And he goes, anyway, I was trying to ring him last night and he wouldn't pick up. Then rang him this morning. He was going, "Oh my God." He goes, "It was so weird." He said, "I just had the red mist." And he said, "I just kept getting angrier and angrier." All the producers were absolutely rattled. But you'll see it. It's coming up.
Where did you purchase the surströmming?
We bought it from Lithuania. Bought it over there.
Like online?
Online. We bought 4 cans.
Not a bad Get Square.
I cannot tell you how horrendous it is. Mate, like on the Thursday, we were all vomiting behind the scenes because after it was all done and dusted and everyone was just rattled, this audience member walked over, put his hand in the can and just ate it all.
And didn't vomit?
No, just ate it. Another bloke picked it up and drank all the residue, like the juice. I just went, mate, it was just all too much.
Wow.
What do you think's wrong with them?
That's too much. I don't know.
Something, clearly.
Yeah.
Do you think that after COVID they lost their smell and taste and they've just had no idea?
I mean, it's a delicacy in Iceland and Sweden.
Did those people look Nordic?
No, they didn't. But I'm saying that some people basically can eat it and enjoy it, and they're obviously one of the few.
Jack, anything from your week?
Yeah, we had a little bit of one of Dylan, my roommate's really good friends. He's playing really well in the local league up here in Newcastle, Jackie Mag. So he went down his local radio station. They wanted to do an interview with him down on Sapphire FM. So what they gave him a call up to talk about how the Tui's comp's going and how he's enjoying it. And Dill caught wind that he was being interviewed, and him and a few of his friends thought it'd be funny to, when he went on air, and we chucked it up in the apartment, start ringing him up. But he was too clever for everyone. He put his phone, you know how when people get rung up on, sometimes on Fox League, and they ring in. Yeah. If you put it on Do Not Disturb, it doesn't cut out. So he was too smart. So then one of the boys caught on and said, "Hey boys, if you ring the station, just ring the station number. It just keeps going beep, beep every time you ring in." And there was about 10 people going at it. And when you started listening to the interview, it just ended up being an entire interview with it just going beep, 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 beep. And the radio host was losing it, didn't know what to do. So apologies to Sapphire FM for ruining your interview.
Well, basically, remember during COVID, we had all those shows
Oh my
on Fox
gosh.
League just to fill time. They end up
And they were
basically
Zooming them.
Not being able
or
to do
FaceTime.
interviews because everyone, as soon as someone would jump on Zoom, everyone would just start calling and it'd just be. There was one notable, I'm not going to say the person's name, but the guy who was going on was so pumped he couldn't wait. So we watched, and every time he was getting to the most important part of this story he was trying to tell, we'd call him and it'd just drop out. And we did it four times in a row. well. Anyway, good
be-
times.
to be young.
Simply time. Simply times.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was.
Cooper's Nasty Review this week. Shout out to all the fans. We're getting some really good feedback from the fans. I actually want to do a little contest over this next week when this comes out, Friday. The best Nasty Review, I'm going to give some footy gear out to. Guys, I know. I do a lot for the fans already, but give some footy gear out because it's just outstanding at the moment.
Have they been sending the audio ones in, Coop?
No, we didn't get all. This one was a live one this week. So we had a fan day at Captain John on Saturday, and there was an 11-year-old kid with his little brother there, and he was actually really nice. He said that he'd been watching all of our clips on TikTok, and he loves the Nasty Review ones, and he said, "Oh, what do I have to do to get on Nasty Review?" I said, "I'll send me just think of something creative. It could be about anyone. Just make it funny and make sure it's like negative." And he was like, "Oh, sweet." Anyway, I went inside, had a shower, and when I went out, him and his little brother were in the car park, and they'd obviously been like coming up with an idea, and I was driving out, and they were waving, like telling me to put my window down, and I was like, "Yeah, hey boys," and the 11-year-old boy, him and his brother were laughing, and he just goes, "F you," and then they just cracked up laughing and just bolted away from me. I was like, "Okay, that's not really
a review.
That's not really a review or very creative."
Joke's on you guys.
Yeah, you're adopted. No, you're not. But there you go. There's a little shout out to the kids. So keep sending in some good ones. Hopefully, I can pick a winner next week, and we'll get you.
It was quite funny. I ended up showing the clip to Matty Croker throughout the week. Last week's one where the bloke actually starts the negative review by asking. He's obviously at a bar asking for a pineapple cruiser. I wouldn't mind listeners chucking a little bit of something in there as well while they're doing the nasty review. Let us know what you're doing as you're doing it.
I like that bit of atmosphere. Okay, well, I'm currently doing this. I'm getting an erotic massage. And,
Ew. I've been thinking that we need to have a little competition where we find Jack a date.
Oh.
No,
What do you
I'm
think,
good.
Jack?
See, Jack's very low key.
And when I mentioned it to Matt, he sort of said, "Oh, what about me?"
Yeah, I mean, they're getting the old boy a go, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I actually said it's not Jack's style.
Yeah, no, but
Nah,
it would
it's
be
not
nice,
my
Jack.
style,
We
Trish.
might meet,
Nah,
find a nice girl.
Trish, wrap it up.
Okay.
Well, maybe one.
Feel free to send some photos in, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Audition for me.
Well, maybe it could be a competition. Nasty review. The best one, some footy gear and a date with Jack.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Oh, good. There
might
might
be
be some
potential.
foul-mouthed, nasty
Pineapple cruiser.
person. That wouldn't be work.
Finish that. Well, we'll go to a quick break and we'll be right back with Jack's 5 to 1. Welcome back. I hope you liked those messages there from our live reads.
Jeez, you know John Laws, are you?
There was some great stuff there. Thanks for that.
He was
Dad and Trish.
enthusiastic, though.
Jack, you're 5 to 1. Let's go flying.
This week I've done something a little bit different. I've got a bit of the Price is Right game for you.
Excellent.
I've got this app now called My Vinyl Box, and you can chuck on to sell your own vinyl albums. And I've got 5 albums here, first press albums, that I would like you all to try and guess the Price is Right of what these are going for.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a higher or lower situation.
We weren't made aware before the podcast you were going to be doing a quiz of sorts.
That's right.
Because I may potentially have a Price of Right coming
That's
up.
all right. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
no.
Let's roll with this and see who does
go.
it best.
Go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, these are first press vinyls, so take into account the age and the legacy of the album, and also when CDs and cassettes sort of started taking over. So
Okay.
the first one here I've got is Black Sabbath's Paranoid album, released in 1970 in the UK. Could
Wow.
go first.
So when you say first press, I'm sorry, Jack. Was this
Like the first release.
first release?
First release.
Okay. I'm going to say $300.
Okay.
Trish?
I'm going to say $900.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Jesus. I'm going to say 180.
Matthew's the winner, $500.
Thank you.
Nice.
Good
Okay,
guys.
we've got Led Zeppelin 1, released in the UK, released in 1969.
Okay.
All right, Cooper.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Led Zeppelin in the UK, released in 1969.
Nice. I'm going to say, I reckon it's going to be less than the one we just then. I'm going to say $320.
Okay. I'll say $800.
I'm going to say 600.
Matthew, with the price is $3,700.
Oh, Led Zeppelin, 1969.
Yeah,
Wow.
Awesome.
You've got to think about that age. All right. The next I've got Nirvana's Nevermind, released in 1991. The US release. What is it?
I don't think that's going to be that much. Am I starting?
You can.
You go,
I'm going to
Trish.
say 250.
Okay.
All right, Matthew.
I'll say 1,100.
Coop.
I'll say 700.
Cooper Johns, $750, $50 off.
Nice.
All right, we've got 2-1. 2-1 nothing. Matthew's leading. Okay, Abbey Road, 1969, released in the UK by the Beatles. What's it going for on this marketplace?
I kick it off. I'll say $5,000.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say 1,500.
I'm going to say $6,000.
Cooper Johns, $380.
Oh, really? I thought that would have been a big one.
It's too common. Everyone loves
true.
it.
Led Zeppelin's really thrown you off. All right, the
Hasn't
last
it?
one here.
Okay.
Last one here. Back in Black by AC/DC. US released in 1980. What is it going for? Trish Johns.
I'm going to say $800.
I'll say
Matthew?
600.
800, 600. I'll say $801.
How much, Coop?
801.
What was yours, Matthew, again? Sorry, my friend.
600.
Winner with $500.
Yes.
You
And
killed
Matthew,
it.
clean slate. Well done, mate. Well
Thank-
played.
I
That's
like-
interesting.
Excellent, Jack. Enjoyed that, brother.
That is interesting.
Why do you think Led Zeppelin's 1969 album was so much more? Just
I reckon.
They're
Oh,
rarer?
I think they're
Why?
pretty exclusive. Like, I don't think they do too many reissues. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that's what it was. Yeah, just yeah.
And plus, with the age, like you go on the marketplace, you're looking for like the best conditioned ones.
yeah, well, yeah, and that was
like
probably better.
closest to mint, and it'd be it'd be that hard to keep them after how many years is that?
Yeah.
Over 50 years to be mint condition.
Well, you
Yeah.
think Led Zeppelin won? Okay, so when that gets produced, Led Zeppelin aren't famous. So that first pressed,
not a
who
lot
knows?
of-
They might have pressed 1,000 of them.
Yeah, true.
You know, compared to later on,
Probably a bit more
100,000.
than that.
Yeah, probably more than 1,000.
Yeah, you know
I'm just using this as a sort of figure. I'm lowballing. Okay, obviously.
Lowball.
You know heaps about it.
Yeah, sure.
Trish, pop culture.
Yes. Well, psychologists are concerned that if you're watching true crime to relax before bed, which I do, I watch Law and Order every night.
Sure do.
You might be seriously disturbed.
True crime. Law and Order isn't true crime.
Yeah, I know they said that, and then they gave that as an example. But like just crime,
Cop
like
shop.
Dharma.
Yeah.
I mean, Law and Order is in most cases based on true crimes.
True events.
Yeah.
right.
Idris Elba pulled himself out of
Oh, wow, did he really? Good to know. Welcome to the
out
game.
of contention for being the next 007.
Really?
Yeah, which is a real shame because I think he would have been perfect.
It would have been excellent.
Due to racist comments. So it's turned him right off it, and he said he didn't want to be considered for it.
Really?
Yeah, that's really disappointing.
Yeah, that's it. He would have been excellent.
Poor Idris.
And lastly, I read this week people who backdoor it at parties.
Oh, sorry. I mean, look, guys, let's not talk about those parties we go to every third week, okay?
Apparently save 2 days a year on average.
Really?
Yeah.
What,
So
in
to say
time?
goodbye to someone and then you get lobbed into more chitter chatter and you've got to say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 days of your life.
I just smoke it. I just smoke screen it.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb it. That's what I do. Just
Batman.
gone. 1 minute here, next minute gone. Where's he gone?
Yeah.
Party's over.
I don't like saying bye to anyone. I just like going.
Yeah.
I hate goodbyes.
Another thing for pop culture we had the origin of the F word, of
Yeah.
course.
Yep.
We learnt it the other day. So actually came from, I think it was in England.
Old English term.
Old English term, fornication under consent of the king. So that's where F-U-C-K came from. So people used to say, oh, we're going to have fornication under consent of king.
So they actually
Had to ask
had to ask permission.
They actually had to get consent from the king and say, you two can. Oh, no, you two can't.
Oh,
Oh,
Charlie.
don't lay on him. No, not
Oh.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you two can. Only-
You're okay. You're okay. You just hold on there a second.
You know what? That wouldn't
You
be a
two,
bad
no way.
idea.
Have to get permission off the mayor.
Yeah, just to
the
save,
local man.
save a lot of regret.
Yeah, go to Alba.
Have to. Yeah.
God, he'd be flat out.
Or the local member to talk about the local member.
Predicament of the week. Do you have
Oh
one?
yeah. Okay, this one. Yeah.
Advanced hair.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, guys, listen up. This one is pretty important. This is topical. Okay. Imagine you have a son who you love very much, and he lives downstairs. He's a good boy, but he won't put his hand in his pocket. He's incredibly tight with money. He squirrels it away. If there's ever loose change lying around, if it's gold, he'll take it and squirrel it. He ends up got a lot of money in his account. Suddenly, it's come out of who knows where it came from. He's relentless in his pursuit of anything free. His room is a pigsty. What do? Do you hit him between the eyes and read him the right act? Do you ignore it and pray he grows out of it? Or do you use a podcast to make a point and shame him into maybe changing his ways? Guys, Trish, what are you thinking?
I think the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, use a podcast to shame him.
Yep.
And or even suggest that maybe, he has lived out of home before and maybe it's time for that to happen again.
See you, Jack?
I think you shame.
Yeah, me too. I think
On this
I think
podcast.
shame him. I think shame him if there's anyone out there that's doing that. I can't imagine anyone that would be doing shit like that. So I think shame him, and I think hopefully that'll get him to change a little bit in some way. Maybe clean up after himself a little bit more. And
Contribute to the
one
household.
thing that I hate more than anything is people who are tight with their money. I just think they're despicable and they're selfish. So, if there's anyone out there who is tight with their money, be more giving.
Yes.
And people whose rooms look like an absolute pigsty, and that you can't get in there for basically free stuff that gets brought in every day, whether it be free mattresses, T-shirts, sweatshirts, shoes, underpants, everything is just like it's a free zone.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really relate to that one, but I suppose I think
Okay, let's move on. I think we've made our point.
Okay.
Have you?
I don't know. I don't know what that was. Thanks. I felt kind of attacked a little bit, but I'm not sure if they're talking about me. Jack, recipe of the week. Last week was put on ice. We heard it was going to be a Mussman curry. Have you stuck with that?
Yes, I've stuck with the Mussman curry. We cooked it here last week. We've got a slow cooker here, Coop. So what we did was we
So it doesn't
cut up
go
a
as
chuck
long as
steak.
slow cooking. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, never mind. Cut up a chuck steak, chucked them in, browned some onions, cut them up, only one major onion, some peanut oil, some garlic cloves, cut them on pods. You got to bruise them, but you got to give them a bit of a whack before you throw them in. A cinnamon stick, some lime leaves, some coconut milk.
Love it.
You need the coconut milk. And then we got some Desiree potatoes, and we cut them up, chucked it in with some carrots after they've been peeled. A little bit of fish salt, teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of lime juice. That's the one that really got me.
Did you say fish salt?
Sorry?
Did you say fish salt or fish sauce?
Fish sauce.
Yes,
Fish
okay.
sauce. Sorry.
And this is all going into the pot altogether.
Mate, you just chuck it in.
I love
Doesn't
that sort
matter
of
what
stuff.
order. You mix it around. Then you put some rice on the stove or in your rice cooker, whatever it be. Chuck a few peanuts in, a little bit of coriander on top if you want to serve it. Mate, give it 8 hours on the slow cooker. There you go. You're welcome.
Jack, can I ask you a question? Desiree potatoes. Why Desiree potatoes? No, because I remember...
Because potatoes are different. Some
Yeah.
are floury than others.
I remember having the best potatoes I've ever had in my life.
At my sister's.
At a Virginia's.
The red potatoes.
And they were Desiree.
Were they Desiree?
Yes, they were Desiree. They were in Canberra at that time.
Look, the potatoes, I just said Desiree because that's what it said on the menu. I didn't actually use Desiree. You can use any sort of potatoes, but if you want to go with that, you can go with it.
Yep, sounds good.
Nailed it again, Jack. Hopefully, a lot of our listeners didn't just switch off.
Hang on. I know my tummy's rumbling.
Yeah. Okay. Trish, thought you should know. You don't want to do it this week.
You can if you
Have a
want.
crack.
Go on. All right. I read last week, Maya Hawke, the daughter of Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke, came out last week revealing the biggest lie that she'd ever told her dad was when she went to... she told her dad that she went to go and see her therapist. However, she went to actually go and lose her virginity.
To who?
I don't know. She didn't get into that
therapist.
detail. But I'm like,
It's,
that's very organised.
Yeah.
She planned.
Oh, but you would. If you're losing your virginity, you would plan it.
Really?
I feel like a girl would plan it. I know people that planned it.
What, you book it in?
Yeah.
So I said I'm going to go to my therapist, and that's a strange story. That's it's a
And an unusual one to share, I think.
Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke didn't know they were a couple. For
No,
a
they're
while
divorced.
there.
They've been divorced for years.
I never knew they were originally.
They were married. I think they had a couple of kids.
Can I ask you
Did
two a
they?
question? Would you have felt more uncomfortable if you had a girl about like virginity time? Virginity time was never an issue with like in our family with me and Jack.
No, because you're still virgins.
That's right.
That was nice, Trish. I like that.
No, Trish, they fly virgin. That's just a joke.
It depends. If she was wild, I'd be a little concerned. But if she was sort of
but-
sensible, I'd be sweet.
Well, I just more mean like, you'd get more frightened about them losing virginity than you would about me or Jack.
No,
No, I
so
don't
real
think so.
worried about you guys too. I used to toss and turn all night about it.
Did you actually used to toss and turn about us losing our virginity?
Yeah, we'd always like, yeah, you do, don't you? You always go,
We
yeah.
worry about everything when you get your license.
Really? That's
When you
weird.
started school.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah,
We
the
worry about
license. The
everything.
license was an awesome thing. When Matthew hopped in the car for the first time, and Matthew just reminded me that I was driving a death machine. It
Yes,
didn't
he
scar
did
me
say
or anything
that.
Like that.
That's true.
Thanks, mate.
But
He said the same
And
thing.
the
when I was-
best part was he's the one that never helped me with my L's. It was always Trish.
Thank you.
But then he hopped in one time and just goes, mate, just remember, you're driving a death machine. Oh, thanks, mate. No worries.
I loved
Well,
teaching you boys to drive.
well, it is a death machine. Better to know that than be frivolous behind the wheel.
Well, that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to
I mean,
understand
mate-
the magnitude of the responsibility. You've got everyone else on the road's lives in your hand,
I
really.
suppose death machine was probably a little
Harsh.
little Star Wars-ish.
Yeah, no, you guys are. You're really good. You were good parents. We're gonna
That's not bad,
go.
Copper.
We're gonna go to a quick break. Coming back with some feedback and a very special Cooper's quiz. Stay
I'm
tuned.
excited.
Welcome back to the podcast. Cooper's quiz this week. Jack actually copied me a little bit. I've decided to do a bit of a Price is Right, which is a weird coincidence. Me and Gav were out there planning it earlier, and then Jack happened to do his one. So
It's like what do you call it? Synchronicity.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
I got 5 items here. A little bit different to Jack's though. You're going to all submit your answers, and then the last person, unless you hit it like right on, whoever was furthest away, you drop out, and then the 2 gets another crack at trying to
Okay.
get close. Okay, first one. Now this is a power tool
timed?
set. No, this is not timed. Dangerous. Dangerous is just
He's got
muscle
his timer out. Oh, I
muscle
love it.
memory from the letter game. Sorry, sorry, Dangerous. He was very excited over there. The first item here, we have a power tool set, which includes 3 saws that can chop through steel, aluminium, and wood. How much do you think that's going for, guys? Submit
God.
your answer.
Do we have a brand or not?
No, it's not a brand.
Okay, I'll go $479.
Very specific.
270. Okay, what's
You
so
know,
funny?
Matt knows a lot about tools, power tools.
Jack?
Steel and aluminium and wood.
Yeah. Not that that's really relevant, but yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go 175.
Oh, you're the furthest away, so you drop out. Trish and Matt, you two, I will tell you this, it is higher than both of you said.
Okay. I'm going to say $849.
Okay, $600.
Dad, you've hit it straight on. $600.
Yes.
That's so
Stick
unfair.
it
He
to
knows
you.
nothing
And
about
the good thing
tools.
about that is you actually, what you get to keep.
Oh, the
Yes.
tools.
So you get the power tool.
Oh, great, fantastic.
Our sponsors are going to give us some of them. Number 2, this is a racing simulator. It's fully fiberglass and it comes with a monitor and a driving wheel.
Oh, so it's actually a fiberglass car that you sit in.
It's like a video game type thing,
Yeah.
a big
Oh.
racing simulator,
Yeah.
like kind of like the ones you see at the bottom, like the front of the movies where kids put $2 in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
racing.
yeah.
How much do you think that's worth?
Who's starting?
Oh, you can start,
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the winner.
2,100.
Trish,
I'm going to say 900.
Jack.
I'm gonna go 1200.
Trish, you are the lowest,
Thank you.
and it is higher than both of you.
Oof.
Okay.
Dad, go again.
Matt,
3,300.
Jack,
2500.
Wow, another one. 2,500 exactly racing
Ding, ding, ding,
simulator.
ding, ding,
Jack.
ding, ding, ding.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
okay.
nice.
Outstanding. Now this
Nice.
one, 2 longboard skateboards. Wow, this would be awesome for the kids if you have some.
2.
Trish, you start. What do you think it is?
$1,200.
$700.
Look at you like Rain Man then trying to work it
Did you
out.
say two
Yeah.
racing skateboards?
2 longboard
Yeah.
skateboards, Jack.
I'm going to go with 1,400.
What was yours, Trish?
1,200.
Jack, you're the furthest away. What did you say? Yours?
700.
It's lower than both of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They must be the cheap ones.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll go 550.
I'm going to say 425.
Dad, you nailed it again. 550 exactly.
Jesus.
It's
Wow.
unbelievable. I got a gift.
Yeah, because we also see him on a longboard skateboard too.
Hey, back in the day, you should have seen me. I was like Tony Falk's brother, Neil Falk.
Tony Falk.
Tony, yeah, it's a
Sorry.
takeoff of Tony Hawk.
Sorry,
Don't you
Tony.
get it?
So,
Who the hell?
Oh, did you say that accidentally? I
did.
thought you meant
I thought that was play on words.
Yeah, I did too.
yeah. Well, guys, it was.
Yeah.
It's his brother. He's a chef. Tony
Yeah,
Falk. Shout out. Okay, 2 to go. Dad's winning 2 to 1 to Trisha's 0.
Yeah, I'm 0.
Number 4. Now, this is awesome. This is a water-powered rowing machine. It's made completely out of wood and has a little performance tracker on it. Awesome for the kids if you have any.
Is it a children's or is it an adult?
No, it's an adult's, but kids can learn on it, which is good. So, Jack, what do you think it might be?
1,200.
Trish?
900.
2100.
Dad, you're the furthest away,
Oh, no.
and it is higher than both of you.
What did I say?
900.
Thank you.
Jack, go again. Tensions are high.
1,600.
I'll say 1,500.
Oh, Trish, you're the closest. It was actually 1,275.
Oh!
I
Very
got one.
close, Jack.
Hallelujah.
Very close. Now, the last one. This is either
Thank
you two,
God.
you two can send it to a tie, or Dad can run away with the win. This is an e-bike. It's got 5 levels of pedal assist.
Oh, is that like mine out there, Matt?
Kind of like that
Well,
one.
the only one
Could be.
the only one here that's actually bought an e-bike is Cobber.
Yeah, for me.
A $350 watt motor. Wow, that's a lot of power. And a helmet comes with. So
Hair
think about that. Got to always wear protection. Dad, what do you think it might be?
I'll say, I will say 2,600.
Trish?
I'm going to say 1,800.
Jack?
I'm going to go $3,000.
Jack's furthest away, and it's lower.
Oh, it's
than
lower than that.
both of you.
Okay, I'm going to have a go first. I'm going to say 1,300.
1,500.
Wow, he nailed it. 1,500 on the dot.
Congratulations. Now you've got an e-bike. You can come riding with me.
Come with the man, come with the hour. Well done, Dad.
Awesome.
Please never do that game again. I hated it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of hating it, it's time for a bit of feedback.
Okay. So, Donna says, for
Donna
your
Summer?
information, they sell everything at Costco, even coffins.
Oh,
Which
Could be.
reminded me of a little story. A friend of ours from Bermuda, one of her mum's friends, slept with a coffin under her bed.
just getting ready.
Yeah.
How old was she?
No, I don't know, old. I think like 80s, 70s. It might have been the lady with the like 86 years of fighting pussy lady when she got pulled over by the
Sorry, what the hell's going
remember
on?
when the police pulled her over? She must have been doing something illegal, and she got out of the car and strutted her stuff and said, 86 years of fighting pussy."
Really? Is
Okay,
it?
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
feel like any day-
That's one pussy I don't want to see. Okay. That's- Do you know there was a television personality once, a well-known one, who used to had a coffin. He used to get his wife to like lock him in the coffin. He used to get off like that. Yep. And once he did, she was.
Is he passed?
No.
Ooh.
And
Still on air?
and she was out once, and she received a call. She rang and said, "Where are you? You got to get home. I've accidentally locked myself in the coffin."
How do you lock yourself in a coffin?
I don't know. I don't
Alright.
know. I haven't
Wait,
been in
hang
one.
on. Is he still on air?
No, he's not.
But I was thinking, when they cremate you, do they cremate? I mean, because coffins are very expensive. Do they cremate the coffin,
I don't think so.
or do they put you in like a cardboard
pretty
or a one of
Things
those?
I've
They put you in
seen.
a fridge, I think.
I don't know what.
No,
It's a fridge, and then they move you into it. Then you take you out of it, and then
Yeah.
put you into the old
just
furnace.
just into the bottom.
You're like in those fridge things, and then I think they just put a sheet over you and they push you in.
Phew, I don't want to go. Oof.
Yeah. And
So then what happens to the coffin that you've paid for? Is there a second-hand market for coffins?
No,
Yes.
you get the urn. Is it an urn they're called?
Yeah, no, but what about the coffin you paid for? Like when you pay, you organise a funeral,
They
you
go-
pay for the coffin,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is thousands.
No. So they get resold.
Yeah, by whom? You don't get the money back.
No, they sell it to funeral homes, and then funeral homes keep them in case people need them.
Yeah, but
How
that's
do you
not-
know that?
No, they resell them. Sorry, to popular TV personalities who want to go masturbating.
Oh, no. Yeah, I wonder.
Anyway,
that.
enough
I
about
ponder
me.
that question. Stop it. And we've had a few suggestions for our listeners' names. Clayton suggested the Derricks.
Oh, yep.
That's
Mm-hmm.
not. No.
Now, Dave suggested the Johnsons. He said you'd know what that meant.
Yes. Johnsons.
What's a Johnson?
A Johnson's an old fella, a penis.
It's not bad. It's not a bad
it's,
one.
it's good.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but
John's
what about our
son.
son.
Johnsons?
Matty John's son.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
Johnson and Johnson.
Narc suggested lovers and moaners.
Lovers and Moaners, not bad.
Not bad.
I don't mind that.
Good. Either.
Okay. And the other one was the instigators from, I think that was Donna.
Sorry, Donna.
Donna, never give us.
No,
Give her
there were
again.
some other ones that I went,
Sorry, Donna.
I was sitting there last night thinking about it when I was
Well, I kinda
under a
need
few
it.
beers, and I was thinking about maybe the Reggies. The Reggies. Of course, me and Jack are a couple of reserve graders. Trish is
Yeah.
reserve grader in her own right, and Dad.
Yeah. I was Reggie Reagan.
Dad was Reggie Reagan.
I don't.
Which is like Reg and Reggie's. Do you know what I mean? I feel like our listeners will get around that.
yeah, but then you're referring to us as opposed to our listeners.
I'd rather the
No,
instigators.
but they're because our listeners are Reggies as well. They're all Reggies.
I quite like the Johnsons.
Okay, we'll talk about
Well,
it.
let's have a discussion on this. Let's move along.
Okay, I think we're
Any
done, mate.
tips?
Oh, we're done.
We're
Okay,
cooked for the day.
I've got a tip for you guys. Remember last year we were talking about it was a television show that that Jack put us onto called The Bear. The Bear Series 1. Well, The Bear Series 2 drops pretty soon, I think July 17th. So look out for it. If you haven't seen the first series, watch it.
Oh,
It
good
is absolutely sensational.
Yeah, it was.
And some of the reviews coming out of America on the second
you.
series are pretty special.
Look at you using cool words like drops.
Oh, look at you
That's
being
cool.
condescending.
That's cool. I've never heard you use that word.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Any other tips, Jack?
Well, I'm just trying to think right now.
Tidy
I know a
room.
lot of our listeners. Listen to us on a Sunday morning when they're hungover. What's another word for someone that's hungover?
Hung. Under the weather.
I don't know. Why is there a word?
Oh,
Is-
Troy, I've ignored everything you said. I'm still trying to figure out nicknames.
Oh no.
Okay, no. Well,
okay.
yeah. Well, if you got a hangover, drag yourself out of bed, get yourself down to the ocean. If you're there, if it's inland, have a nice cold shower. Go get yourself a bacon egg roll,
And a Gatorade.
and just hang in there. At 11 a.m. Go down to the pub, force yourself,
Oh,
have
don't.
2 beers, and
Don't.
you'll feel better.
Don't.
That is not a good example.
You're a
for
really
our-
poor example of a human being, Matthew.
You are.
Do you know why? No, I'm not going to explain why. There you go. I'll just leave it at that. Well, next week I'll explain why the hair of the dog is actually a thing at work.
No, I understand. I like that.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.